Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's
Good
Friday.
morning.
It's Friday. It's Friday, June 18th, 2021. And I'm Barry Cowan, the president of the Deerfield Beach Computer Club. And I want to welcome you all today to today's Zoom presentation. You may not recall that our first one was back on June 12th of last year. And so we're almost an anniversary away from, or I should say a year since we did our first Zoom presentation, which is amazing.
Yes.
Okay. I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. If your father is no longer with you, like mine, then I hope you'll remember him as a very special way. I remember watching something on YouTube when Fred Rogers of the neighborhood was accepting an Emmy Award for his work. And he mentioned one thing that was especially poignant. He said, take 20 seconds. And this was a celebrity-filled audience. You can see it on YouTube. Just type in Fred Rogers receives Emmy or something like that from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. He said, take 20 seconds to think about the person that you're honoring today, what he or she did for you to make you who you are today. And that brought tears out from all the audience. So wish everyone, if your father is alive, fortunately, honor him, and I wish everyone a happy Father's Day. Also, we have July 4th coming up, and I wish everybody a very healthy, happy, and safe July 4th weekend. And the final announcement is Amazon's got their Prime Days going again. June 21st and 22nd. I don't have the exact time, but I know they start in Pacific time. So there's at least a 3-hour difference there. But you can bet I'm going to be one of those people who's going to be right on that mark when they start. Last year, I bought over $500 worth of stuff from Amazon, and it was delivered very quickly, even with the issues that were happening at the time. But I plan to spend quite a bit this time again. But if you add up all the money that I saved, it came up to over $1,200 or $1,300 that I would have paid if I had paid the actual retail price. So a Prime membership really pays for its own over time. Right now, it's $119, I believe. That includes tax. So I encourage you to take advantage of a 1-month trial membership, or sometimes they have a 30, that's right, it's a 1-month time membership. Or you can go month to month if you like to go on that plan. Okay, that being said, I'll mention finally that our next meeting will be in 3 weeks on Friday, July 9th. I'll explain why after we finish the presentation. And now I will start to introduce today's guest presenter, Hewie Poplock of APCUG. He's a former teacher, college instructor, business owner, and manager. He's an IT, information technology manager, and web designer. He's retired, but is active in technology user groups and frequently speaks to and teaches groups who are mostly seniors. He has hundreds of videos on YouTube. He joined the Tampa Bay Osborne user group in 1982 and was amazed at how computer users helped each other. When he bought his first PC, he joined the Pinellas IBM PC user group, was an active member until moving to Orlando. In 1987, he joined the Central Florida Computer Society, CFCS, and is a 4-time past president and the program chair for many years. He's a chair of the Windows SIG Special Interest Group and gives remote Windows SIG presentations to the CFCS members each month, even though he moved to the Sarasota area. He's a member of the board of directors of the Sarasota Technology User Group, STUG. He served as APCUG's vice president and was webmaster for the APCUG Drupal, which is a programming, coding application website, and a past president of FACUG, the Florida Association of Computer User Groups. He works mainly with senior citizens and recently discovered how the Google operating system satisfies the needs of most parents and grandparents. He and co-host Ron Brown have a weekly Tech for Seniors webcast and a monthly Learning Chromebooks webcast. No matter our age, there is still a lot to learn. Hewie's presentation will cover many websites where we can add to our knowledge, not always about technology, because lifelong learning is in essence the process of keeping your mind and body engaged at any age by actively pursuing knowledge and experience. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce today's guest speaker, and please give him a round of virtual applause, Hewie Poplock.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everyone will be muted, and please use the chat room.
And let's see, make sure I'm not muted. Good. And if you would hold your questions till the end, I do have a slide that says time for questions. So I'm going to be talking about learning resources for seniors. And thank you for inviting me to the Deerfield Beach Computer Club. And let's get started here. There we go. This is what I thought retirement was going to be like. Oh, by the way, did you notice the one lady's wearing a t-shirt from your group? Anyway, I was hoping that this was what retirement was going to be like as well, but you know what? Turned out this is what it's like. I'm presenting to groups all over the country. This was one I was doing one live before COVID, but I've been doing Zoom meetings on a regular basis for the past year, and I'll talk about some of the other things that I've been doing that Barry mentioned as well. Okay, let's get started. Some places where seniors can learn things. The first one on my list is Tech Boomers. And by the way, all of these slides were sent to Barry. I'm sure he's going to post them somewhere where you can get to them. And you'll notice down here at the bottom, it has the link from where the information is located, and many slides have that. And I think I was successful in making the PDF have those links live, so you don't have to type them in. So you can just click on them from that PDF. Anyway, Tech Boomers is one that has a lot of information. They have more than 100 free courses, and it's geared towards seniors. Their course directory includes such things as social networks, shopping online, online entertainment, useful websites and apps, and technology basics. Very well done, geared towards seniors. Let's see, I've got something in the way here. So these websites, these are some other websites that you'll find information. And getting back to Tech Boomers, these are, you can see they talk about how to use LinkedIn, how to use Twitter, how to use Gmail. There's 23 tutorials on Gmail. There's 11 on WhatsApp. There's 7 on Kik. So there's, if you hear a term, let's say LinkedIn, and you don't know what it is or don't know how to use it, you can go here and learn how to use it for free, and it's well done, and it's aimed at you. Here is a typical lesson, group of lessons, how to use a Gmail course. Whoops, I hit the roller here. What Gmail is and how to use it for emails. Is Gmail safe? And so on. And then in the section of how to use Gmail, how to compose and send emails, how to reply to emails, how to forward emails, and so on. So it's very well done, and it's a good place to go to learn about some of the things on a beginner's level. Another good place to do some learning is Coursera. Now, Coursera collaborates with many universities around the country. They achieve your goals with Coursera. You can learn the latest skills like business analytics, graphic design, Python, and more. You can get ready for a career. Of course, we're, I think, past that point, but and you probably aren't looking to earn a certificate or degree, but you can, and you can just upskill yourself. Coursera has close to 4,000. They're probably well over 4,000 courses now, 13 professional certificates, and 20 plus degrees and master track certificates. Choose from the many options, including free courses and university degrees. So not everything is free, but there are a lot of free courses on Coursera. Here are some examples: data engineering with Google Cloud, TESOL, IBM machine learning, and so on. And you can do searches to find various things that you want to find. Again, from Coursera, in machine learning, indigenous Canada, the science of well-being, financial markets, introduction to psychology, and you can read the different topics. What I'm trying to do in this presentation is to give you a wide variety of learning sources that are not necessarily computer related. Obviously, you've got to use your computer to get to some of them, but not all of them. And as you'll see as we talk, as we continue the talk. Udemy is another place where you can get a lot of good education. You can learn on your own schedule. You study any topic, anytime, explore thousands of courses, and they start at $12.99 on Udemy. It's the world's largest selection of courses. They have over, when I took this video, or when I took this screenshot, they had over 130,000 online video courses with new editions published every month. Here are some examples: Blender recipes, 19 amazing recipes for your blender. Types of health insurance, make your agile team faster and more productive. Agile is a technology information. Build your first website in 1 week with HTML5 and CSS3. So they have some technology, but it isn't all technology. Going into the blender recipes, 19 amazing recipes for your blender. Get the most of your blender by making healthy snacks, smoothies, desserts, and soups. Easy, delicious recipes. And you'll learn what you'll learn, the course content and so on is all right there. And you can actually preview the course online as well. And here's some other courses, other categories from Udemy: design, development, marketing, IT and software, personal development, business, photography, and music. And again, with Udemy, you've got different, many different topics. Let's find one here. These all seem to be by technology, but there's over 7 million students in their that have taken their Photoshop classes. Web development, again, over 7 million. And there, for instance, there are photography and video courses run $19, $15, and they're rated. It tells you how many hours. You can search by hours, by the ratings, and it gives a little bit of information about each of the topics. Another good place to get information to continue your learning is Geeks on Tour. And I'm sure you've had them speak to your group, Jim and Chris Gould. They have a really good website with a lot of free videos and tutorials and information. They also have a membership where you can get additional information. And they do, plus they have an online live program where they teach, where Chris does a lot with Google Photos, and both of them do a lot of things with technology in general. And they are very well trained, and they do training very well. To show you things with Macs, PCs, Android, and iPhones, iPads. So they're the whole shoot, everything. So geeksontour.com, and then Google, the program they do is what does this button do? And Chris has a book on using Google Photos. Lots of great information. Geeksontour.com. And again, here's some topics, some information. They have a free newsletter, and they also have a membership. And it's really advantageous to subscribe to their membership. Another place, Chris Gould has written a book on Learn Google Photos, and this was updated for 2020. She's done another update because of the changes that they did the first of this month. And I haven't done a slide on that. I'll have to do that to update this slide. And here are some of the videos they have. A new editor for Google Photos for Android, updates to Google Photos, Learn Google Photos, and Google Photos is 5 years old and brand new. Another person that may have spoken to your group is Abby Stokes, and she has a very good website. I don't believe she's speaking to groups anymore, but she does have a very good book out there that was written for seniors with lots of good information, and her website has lots of good information on it. And she has some good videos. So take a look at her website. And that's her book. And here's a page from her book. Lynda.com has always been one of my favorite technology online courses. It's not cheap. In fact, it's very expensive. And they were purchased by LinkedIn. And so they're now called LinkedIn Learning. And if you're familiar with LinkedIn, LinkedIn was purchased by Microsoft. So lynda.com is now a Microsoft product. A lot of libraries offer lynda.com free with your library card. I don't recall whether your library, when I looked at it, and I do have a slide with some of the benefits for your library system, and I will see if lynda.com is on, but you might want to keep asking them if lynda.com is available or LinkedIn Learning is available through your library system, because I pestered our library system long enough that they now include it, and you can get the courses for free. Otherwise, their monthly is like about $30 a month, but you can try it for free, get 1 month free. But they have over 16,000 courses, and it's probably the most professional and the best, and they are just so well done. I can't describe how good they really are for tutorials. Now, the Broward County Library System is another place where you can learn about anything. Of course, library systems have been around a long time. Let's see, something happened with this, that they're supposed to be the other circle, the extra circle is supposed to be around the library cards. But the Broward County Library System has a lot of things for you that you can do from home as well as go to the library. But let's see, under ebooks and audiobooks, you got Overdrive, Access, and more. You can get music from them using Freegal and Hoopla. You can actually get movies through your library system. E-magazines, Overdrive, Libby, and Flipster are programs to get you to the magazines. There are classes, there's Gale classes, great courses, and universal class. So it looks like they don't have the learning LinkedIn, and that's a shame. A lot of you are snowbirds, you might check with your library system at home as well, because you can get a card from there and get online and use their facilities remotely when you're down here in Florida. Language lessons, Rosetta Stone to learn a language. And there's a full list of online resources as well that you can get from broward.org under your library system. Paul Thurrott is one of the foremost writers about Windows. And he has actually written a book called Introducing Windows 10 Field Guide. And I purchased that book. And the thing about that book, this was posted November 15, 2015, when Windows 10 came out, but he updates it on a regular basis. And you can download the PDFs, and it's in a couple other different formats that you can download them and keep getting updates. So as Windows has changed, he's added and changed his chapters in the book. And you can get it for like $10. And it's not a printed book. And if you want to print it, it's like 800 pages. And so I don't think you're going to print it out, but you can have it. And the nice thing about it is you can search it. It's a great resource. If you use Windows 10, you can actually pay less than the $10, but he earns less than that. He gets a small amount, or he gets not a bad chunk out of the $9.99. He gets $7.99. And again, but he puts a lot of work into it because he updates it. Now, this slide said it was last updated 2/28/2021. I know it's been updated since then as well. Another good place to learn things is YouTube. I hope you watch YouTube, but there are a lot of really good YouTubes out there, as well as some of the junk ones you see on the screen here. Here's my YouTube channel, and it's down on the lower side how you can get to it. Actually, this is a screenshot from a day or two ago. I had just put a new recording of how to pin applications and files to the Windows taskbar. I did something on how to get the most recent and get more of the information that you want on Facebook. I do a Starlink report for Tech for Seniors on a regular basis, and I've already had, it was posted a week before this was, the screen capture was done. I've had over 2,500 views. And I did another one on how to convert PDF to Word or graphic files a couple of weeks ago. The Central Florida Computer Society has a channel. And again, I post my Windows SIG meetings. We had John Kennedy speak this past Sunday on free and inexpensive, but mostly free software. And that will run on Mac, Linux, and PCs. And the video for it is on the CFCS website. They just started a Linux SIG meeting. I'm sorry, a SIG, and they had their first couple of meetings. And as you can see, they've already had several views of the recordings of those meetings. They have a Tech SIG, which is a roundtable discussion. And because we're not meeting anywhere, so it's not a table, we're doing it through Zoom, but those are recorded and those are on the CFCS channel. And again, a link to that is on the bottom of this slide. Now, YouTube. Let's say, just to show you, I wanted to hang a picture. So I said, well, what in YouTube, how can I find out how to do that? Well, I just did a search on hang a picture on the wall, and I got 58,000 results. There's 58,000 videos on how to hang a picture on the wall. And you can't get much simpler than that. And yet there's videos on how to do it. Not all of them are good, but it's fun to watch and look at some of them. How to remove a broken light bulb. Almost 40,000 videos on how to remove a broken light bulb. Why do Chihuahuas lick people? And there were 2,200 results and videos on it. How to keep the squirrels off your bird feeder. I was having a problem, and I tried almost all 7,000 different ways that they showed, and I finally found one. I got a slinky going up the pole, so as it tries to climb the pole, it slides back down. I tried the Vaseline one, but that after a couple of days of the Vaseline being on the pole, it got a little bit sticky and a lot of stuff stuck to it. But putting Vaseline on the pole and watching the squirrel try to slide to climb the pole towards the bird feeder, and then it slides back down. It's funny to watch. At one time, I owned a 1957 Triumph TR3, and I said, "Well, you know, for this presentation, let me see if there's anything about TR3s out there. If I wanted to learn how to fix a TR3, a Triumph sports car that was a British sports car." I looked up and gosh, there's almost 2,000 videos on how to repair one of the older Triumph TR3s. Now let's switch a little bit. Let's go to TED. If you haven't seen TED videos, do go and watch them. They have many different topics. They're varied in topics, but they're all top-notch quality videos. And the people who speak stand up on a stage by themselves with a microphone, and not even in front of a microphone, one that's attached to them. And they speak usually, a lot of them are for about an hour. Well, some of them are, I'm looking at the times on these, they're 17 minutes, they're 18 minutes, 15 minutes. So, but they just stand up there and they talk. And their talks are just fantastic on all different kinds of topics. You can see a switch for Alzheimer's. Why is life so strange? Inside the mind of a former radical jihadist. Temporary tattoo that brings hospital care to the home. We've stopped trusting institutions and started trusting strangers, and so on. So just all different kinds of topics, but it's really worth the time to watch at least a couple to see the quality of them, and then go looking for some topics that you'd be interested in. So you don't have to play solitaire. You can continue learning, keeping your mind active. Another good website is reference.com with all kinds of references and things that you can find, you can search, you can see articles about topics that you might not otherwise think about. How long do dolphins live? What does the sunset symbolize? Do full moons really make us crazy? And so on. So some really good items under reference.com. If you're interested in medical, and who isn't at our ages, most of our life, besides going to doctors and figuring out how to what time or what pills we need to take at what time, we do have a little bit of time for learning, and you can go to WebMD and learn about various diseases and what the effects are and what medicines and what things that they do and so on. What you have to caution, what I have to caution you about is don't over medicate yourself. Do rely on your doctors. Don't try to figure out that ache and pain and go to WebMD and look at it. It's going to scare you. There are so many things. It's kind of like watching the ads on TV for medicines, and it says, and this is for all of these things, but here are the side effects. And gosh, you start looking at those and it scares you. So when you go to WebMD, be careful and weigh what you read, but it does give you a lot of good information as well. Other places where you can go to learn, a lot of the universities have online classes that are free, that you can get true college and university level courses online for free. Stanford is one. Here are some of the courses they have: defining the string quartet, Hayden; unconventional reservoir geomechanics; comparative democratic development, part 2, structured democracy; reservoir geomechanics, language proof and logic. So just all kinds of topics. Managing arterial fibrillation is another one online. And they had, when I took the screenshot, they had 8,000 people already enrolled in the class. This was a year, I think it was last year, but it was starting in October, and it goes over a period of time. You can see it lasts 1 week. It's 1 or 2 hours per week, and some of them last over a period of time. Khan Academy is another place where you can learn things, and it's just for every student, every classroom, real results. They're a nonprofit with the mission to provide free, world-class education for anyone, anywhere. You can log in as a learner, you can become a teacher there, and then also school districts are using them, as well as parents can go in and get information and help their children. So you can join Khan Academy as a learner, a teacher, or a parent. They do ask for your date of birth. And then you can enter a class code. You can already set up an account. But here are some of the things that you can learn. Do you have your grandchildren sometimes visit you, and you want to help teach them, but you need to learn yourself? Here's some math, high school and college levels, math pre-kindergarten to 8th grade, and the different levels, and arts and humanity, economics, reading and language arts, and so on. Things to help you sit with your grandchildren, get to know them, but not trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do with the kids? Or do I have to go out and entertain them? No, you can just work with them on some of these classes, and they love it. The Great Courses Plus, Never Stop Learning. They have a free trial. This is not free. Pursue your passion, quench your thirst, your curiosity, embark on an educational endeavor, and so on. Watch thousands of streaming videos on hundreds of subjects. And here are some of the subjects: economic and finance, literature and language, just skipping across professional and personal growth, music and fine arts. So there's lots of different topics. Food and wine. The fellow that has the plate of lobster. Well, you can learn some things about lobsters and what wines might go with it and so on by taking some of these courses. The Great Courses Plus started about $20 a month. It was not cheap, but some of you may want to partake. And again, here are some of the classes they have: the Complete Painter, Sketching, Knitting 101, Realistic Watercolors, Fundamentals of DSLR Filmmaking, How to Sing, Virtual Literary Skills, American Sign Language. So there's a lot of things, different types of topics. Another really good website, and most of their stuff is free, is Lifehacker, lifehacker.com. And here is a screenshot of their website. Best pumpkin carving tips, how to tell if you smell, how to make a fake Facebook account, and so on. Here are some others: Tech 911. How can I find out if my partner is interacting with cam girls? How do I unlock my Android phone if the screen is shattered? And how can I wirelessly access my Android from my PC? So these are just some examples of some of the things that are available through them. Another good place to learn things is Meetup, meetup.com. And I don't know if you've ever been to a Meetup or even been to the website, or if your group actually has a Meetup account. But here I put in Deerfield Beach is what do I want to do in Deerfield Beach? And I did a search, and I did this yesterday. So you'll see that some of the things are coming up. And I said, okay, I want any events that are within 10 miles of Deerfield Beach. Well, there's a movie and dinner in the Heights, Nerds at Night. There's online investments meeting, free online language and cultural meetup. That's by Zoom. Farmer's Table in Boca on July 3rd. Let's eat, drink, and chat again at Irishman in Boca. And then Fun with Fran at Flanagan's at 12 noon. So these are some of the group events where you can get together with other people, sometimes online. At one time, they didn't even allow in Meetup online meetings. but because of the COVID thing now, they do include online meetings as well. And you can find all kinds of things going on in your area. Now, many universities and colleges have not continuing education so much, but learning, lifelong learning classes, groups, and so on. This was a group that I belonged to at the University of Central Florida. This was a typical meeting. We had a room that would hold 300 people, and that was the limit. And we filled it every single week with 2 classes. But some of these lifelong learning programs by different universities work differently. The one at the UCF was one great big meeting for everybody, but a lot of them have individual classes that you can go and you pay so much for each class, plus a membership. FAU has a registration for residents who are 60 years of age and older, can audit certain undergraduate courses at Florida Atlantic University tuition free. Florida residency is established by living in the state of Florida by at least 12 consecutive months prior to the start of the semester. There's also the Institute for Learning, and it's let's see, there's more information here. It's the ILIR, the Institute for Learning in Retirement in Boca Raton. I found this online. I'm not sure whether it's convenient for you or not, but I thought it was just a good example of some of the learning availability in your area. And they're a 501c3 group. You can get to them online. The Bernard Osher Foundation also has programs throughout the country. So if you're in certain areas part of the time, and then in Florida part of the time, you're snowbirds, you may find that there's a holly in an area that you are part of the year and maybe others that not. But here in Florida, there's a whole list of different colleges, but under Florida, you got Florida Atlantic University, Florida International University, and Florida State University. There's a whole list of different ones that actually have the OLLI, or the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. And here's where the various ones are for South Florida. And you're not that far from Boca, you might want to go there. And what I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more because I found some information out here too that I want to mention. But another place where you can get learning is Senior Learning Network. They were meeting and having classes where you could go to them, but they have a lot of online programs. At least I think they still do. You do want to go and check their website and see if they're still active. This screen slide is from a couple of years ago. Senior centers, and I'm not sure how many senior centers you have in your area, but a lot of the areas in Florida do have senior centers where they have monthly luncheons, trips, card and board games. They have some classes in computers and literature and writing, book discussions, and so on. So you need to check your area. I try to do some checking, and your community may have some of these groups as well. So I did a search on Yelp, best senior centers in Deerfield Beach. You've got Grand Adventures, you've got the Northeast Focal Point Adult Service Centers. My phone's ringing in the background. I can't get to stop it. I apologize. Not sure if you hear it or not. Lighthouse Point Senior Center. There's another senior center, May Volland Senior Center, and Blue Sky Adult Daycare. And you can see on the map to the right. And this was through Yelp that I got this. So there are senior centers in your area you may not even know exist. Now, some of the classes for seniors out there, I'm going to skip through this. It's a lot of reading if you're interested in this. you can go back and read the slides. But just a lot of things of what I've been talking about. This just kind of puts it all together. But what I do want you to see that senior citizens can do college for free or cheap in all 50 states. And there's a link at the bottom of this slide. But the Senior Citizen Guide for Colleges go by state, so you can click on whatever state. So again, snowbirds, you can go look at the different states that you go to, plus Florida. And when you look at Florida, Florida, the state university may waive any or all application tuition and related fees for persons 60 years of age or older who are residents of the state and who attend classes for credit. No academic credit shall be awarded for attendance in classes for which fees are waived under this subsection. This privilege may be granted only as a space available basis, but if such places are not filled at the close as of the close of registration, the university may limit or deny privilege for courses which are in programs which the Board of Governors has established selective admissions criteria. Persons paying full fees and state employees taking courses on a space available basis shall have priority over those persons. In other words, if they have room for you, you can actually go to courses at various colleges and sit in on the classes and take the classes for not, you don't get credit, but you take the class just as if you were a student in that college. And you'll see that Florida Atlantic University is one of those schools. Another place is your local computer user group or technology user group. As I mentioned, I belong to the Central Florida Computer Society, and I do a Windows special interest group meeting once a month. It's open to you and members of other user groups and the public in general. And I do it every month. And I do it from my home in Bradenton. This Central Florida Computer Society is located in Orlando. Another good place to get information, as all of you know, is the Deerfield Beach Computer Club, or the Deerfield Computer Club belongs to APCUG, and there's a lot of good information on their website. So go to apcug2.org. If you type in apcug.org, it will take you to apcug2.org. A lot of good articles, a lot of good information, and a lot of things that they offer are on the website. On my website, I do the Windows, as I mentioned, I do the Windows Special Interest Group. Every month I post all of the items I'm going to cover with links to the articles. And then after the meeting is over, I post the video of that meeting. And you can go, right now I used to have all the meetings going back to 2008, but I found that not a lot of people wanted to know about Windows 95. So I just have now the items from 2020 and 21. But as an example, this is the one we just did this past Sunday. These were all the topics that I covered. You'll see their underlines there. Those are all links. And if you click on them, it takes you to a magazine article, some kind of an article online that I use to for my discussions. And then you can go and watch the video of it on that same website. And again, it's hewie.net/winsig. Here is a picture of the front page of my website. There's articles about tech for seniors, on Chromebooks, on my history. Jerry Minnick, and I mentioned before, who was the advisor from APCUG for the Southeast, does a whole series of tech tips, and they are posted usually every few days. And they are tech tips on Macs and iOS, which includes iPads and iPhones. And there's another one for Windows and Android phones. And those are posted every couple of days. Go take a look at them. Again, that's hewie.net. And as I mentioned, the CFCS TechSig. And don't forget Tech for Seniors. It's hosted by Ron Brown and myself. Bob G, who is online with us today. and Ray Baxter and Dewey Cluse, we all do reports we do it every Monday from 12 until 1 o'clock, or actually 1:30 now, with the Q&A section every week. And it's open to the public. It's a Zoom meeting, but a lot of times the Zoom meeting fills up. And so there's overflow. You can go to YouTube and watch it live, or you can go to YouTube and watch the recordings of either the current one while it's live, or watch a recording of it, or any of the past meetings. We've done it now for 64 straight weeks. So if you are bored and have nothing to do, and you would like to watch Tech for Seniors, you've got 64 plus hours of videos you can watch. Ron and I also do a Learning Chromebooks. We just changed the date from the 3rd to the 4th Thursday. You do have to register in advance. The link at the bottom will take you to the registration. It is online using Zoom. And so if you are either using Chromebooks or are thinking about it, it's a good place to get lots of information. Ron and I share some good articles, and the recordings of all of those are also available on the Learning Tech for Seniors YouTube channel. And Tech for Seniors has a webpage. We do have a newsletter. Please sign up for that newsletter. And by the way, I didn't mention that for my Windows SIG, I do have a newsletter. Please, when you go to hewie.net, sign up for the newsletter, and sign up for the Tech for Seniors newsletter as well on the website. On the tech, you got to put the www Tech for Senior, no S at the end, that was already taken, .com will get you to that page. So that's it. Do you have additional questions, additional resources or comments? And with that, I will unshare and we can talk. I just threw a lot at you, didn't I?
Yes, Hewie,
Yes.
I'd like to know how you restore a Gmail account that has stopped working.
How you store it? I don't know. I've never had one that stopped working. Why did it stop working? You no longer have the account, or?
I have the account, but it doesn't refill. It doesn't update. You know, it's been stuck, I think, from last year.
You can sign in?
Yeah, I can sign in, but it won't you know, propagate new messages.
If you try sending a message to it and see if it shows up.
I don't think you've got something synced properly there, Steve.
No.
You have to sync in your messages to get them to populate into Gmail.
Okay, how would I do that?
Well, if you go through the web browser and go to sign into the account, the Google account that you use for that Gmail, and then open up Gmail, make sure that you're signed in with the right account. I have several accounts. But use the web-based instead of an app. Are you using an app on let's say a phone or something?
Yeah, I'm using the app, but I just thought, and someone just said that I could just open up a new account. You know,
Yeah, but that address will no longer be valid. So if you're using that, but sign in through the browser as opposed to using the app. The app, sometimes I don't use the app. I open up a browser in the case of my Android phone, I use the Google browser, and then I go to gmail.com and I sign into my account, and it's all right there. Try that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's give Hewie a great hand for an excellent presentation today.
Thank you.
Also want to recognize Bob Gastisha, who is not with us right now, but he has always been a great friend of this club and served as a co-host. And of course, Carol Friedman, who I don't think is with us right now.
I'm here.
Okay, great. Carol's been invaluable as a resource to me as my vice president, as well as a technological expert beyond reproach. So I thank you, Carol.
And if you're interested in Gmail, that's going to be the topic of our next meeting, which Barry will talk about shortly. So there will be all kinds of cool things to learn about making your Gmail easier for you.
As Huey
Okay.
mentioned, I'm going to put the slides up probably over the weekend when I put the video up on our YouTube page for the club. So go to our homepage and click on that YouTube icon in the upper right-hand corner, and that would bring you over to the video page. And you can click on the video there, the list that says videos, and that's where this video will be posted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
but
highly,
you're going to-
I highly recommend that you, you bookmark the club's YouTube channel and go back and look at some of the older videos of meetings either you missed or before you became a member. There's probably a lot of really good resource material and learning and things to catch up on.
I think there's 116 of them I did over the last, I can't, how many, 5, 6, 7 years? And a lot of the technology, believe it or not, hasn't changed that much today.
Absolutely.
Huey, I
Now,
want to, sorry,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to thank you. I am stunned with how much you packed into that presentation. There were tons of things that I wasn't aware of, and you know, there's so much there that I think we're going to have to go back and chew on it. Another great resource on our site are the handouts. So whenever somebody like Huey gives us a PDF, it's going to appear there. And there's also a place on our website on the right column that's in case you missed it. So if you click on any of those links, you can go back to just a brief summary of what each of the presentations included. And then you can see if you want to actually go back and listen to the video itself on our YouTube site.
And if anyone is interested in the university college stuff, I just re-enrolled in college with free tuition with the state that they're offering. So I am now a freshman at Palm Beach State College studying architecture. So that's up and running. And I also have to commend the Lifelong Learning Center over at Florida Atlantic University. It is outstanding and very massive, of course, with the base being from Boca Raton. So there's a couple things that I need to endorse, but yeah, I'm back in school with that free tuition. And it is, as long as there's space available in the classes and they pay your tuition, so you can go for free.
Welcome back, Bob.
Sorry, I had a low blood sugar episode, so
Glad to have you back. So anyone else want to share anything about any of your experiences with any of the various resources that Huey talked about, or any questions you have for him?
One of my Facebook friends today posted something I haven't been able to verify, but I would like to read it. He is here in Florida as well. He said, fun fact, Florida Atlantic University's Lifelong Learning Society has the largest adult continuing education program in the US. It even has its own auditorium on campus to help serve FAU's 30,000 new registrants every year. So lots of things close to you. And that's what I try to do with when I do these types of presentations. I try to do some localization. Sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out. I was, you said the Palm Beach State College. I kind of guessed by doing some research of what some of the universities close to you are. Depends on how far you want to drive too. You know, there's things in Lauderdale and so on that are available for learning as well. But there is so much available to you, especially in your area. And again, some of you are snowbirds. Check the area in which you go back the rest of the year. Check your library system. Check the universities and colleges in that area to what they offer. So if you're going to be there 6 months, it might be worth spending some time and going to some of those classes.
Any state institution in Florida has free tuition available. It's a Florida Law 1008.28. So it's all free tuition for any state institution in Florida.
Yeah, I had a slide on that and I
Yeah.
read that. statute
And
for
also, secondarily, I need to endorse the Florida Atlantic University Lifelong Learning Center. When I was teaching there, my office was next door there, packed all of the time. Great, great programs.
So don't stay home and don't play solitaire on your computer. Keep your mind working. Find something you're interested in and take part in it.
Thank you so much, Huey. I can't imagine how you get a moment in during the day. And Dorothy had a question or a comment.
The comment that I have, I've been doing some sewing and I inherited an old sewing machine. And I went on YouTube and found out the whole information about the sewing machine, how to fix it, how to do everything. I've taken it apart and put it back together, how to oil it. So there is nothing that you can't find on YouTube. If you want to, whatever your problem is, YouTube has a video to help you.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
It's
another
really
thing-
amazing.
And the other thing about YouTube is if you have a smart TV, you can, one of the choices is YouTube, or you can add it to it if you don't already. And you can watch these videos on your 50-inch or 65-inch, or if you got an 85-inch TV, you can be watching these videos and replays of your Deerfield Beach Computer Center computer group videos and so on these huge screens. It's really great, and the quality of it is super.
I will reiterate what I put in the chat. I am a member of YouTube Premium for $11.99 a month. I get ad-free YouTube videos, which pays for itself, meaning that as a musician, I like to look at a lot of musical videos, particularly symphonies. And sometimes with the free version, you'll find that all of a sudden your symphony stops, the viewing stops and pauses while an ad runs and then resumes where it picked off. That doesn't happen with mine. So I have ad-free video throughout YouTube, and there are a plethora of features also that you do not get with the free version. So if you want to get the premium version, for me, it's well worth it. It's $11.99 a month, and I've been subscribing to it, I think, for 3 or 4 months now after the trial, and it's really worth it. So I highly recommend it if you're a big YouTube user like I am. And as Huey has shown you, a lot of these things are available on YouTube. I think there may be 1 billion or more of YouTube's videos online. Isn't that correct, Huey?
I'm not sure the number, but it's an amazing number, and it's searchable even on your TV. So you can search for the topic on your TV and find the videos that you want. Last night I was watching Tech for Senior live that I missed because I didn't make the meeting. So I was watching it on my TV, and Robin wanted to go to sleep. I had it on the TV in the bedroom. So I just shut off the TV and I turned on my iPad, put a little earpiece on, turned it on my iPad, and it picked up right from where I left off.
Yeah, that saved a lot of marriages.
I'm still in the middle of my 2-month trial, which is great because you can try it before you actually start paying for it. And I'm sure that once you've used it for the 2 months, you don't want to go back to seeing those ads.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air, as I said.
Yep.
It really pays for itself.
Can
Margaret has a question or comment.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
have a question. I think also if you want to dive deeper, I do embroidery on my very specialized sewing machine. And for the last week, I have been watching free videos that are being run by a sewing machine shop in California. And what I've discovered is once I start watching something, say on Facebook, other things will start to pop up that you're interested in. And I don't know, they have some sort of way of figuring out what you want to see.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm thrilled about it because I get to, and then when I'm watching this thing from the sewing machine shop, they're using people from all across the United States So I get their names and their websites and what they're teaching. And I mean, everything went Zoom this year and online. So I've got all these people, like you said, email addresses. So if you're interested in something, you can dig real deep.
Another thing that is really useful that I use is called Pinterest, Pinterest. It is
Right.
an amazing site where you can get all kinds of recipes and anything that people have done, they post on this Pinterest. They pin it there.
Right.
So it could
Right.
be
They had some chicken coops I was looking at. How to make a chicken coop.
And then you can embroider it.
Yep, that's a different website.
Oh, okay.
So Mike
Uh,
Hillard had a question about whether you can have multiple Gmail accounts, and you most certainly can. And I'll talk a little about that in the session also, and about how you, what happens with each of the accounts and making sure you're in the account you want and other kinds of things like that.
Well, obviously you
Yeah.
need a Google account for that. And what I found is that if you're signed into one Google account, you're signed into all Google applications, including YouTube and whatever. But if you sign out from one, you may have to sign in again to get all of your accounts active. Is that accurate?
It depends. So you've got to make sure that you've got sync on. But yes, I think generally that's the case. That's the edge of my knowledge.
Yeah.
Different accounts and you have different sign-ins. You also have to sign in
Right.
for whatever particular account you want access to.
But you can open your account and there's a drop down and it says switch accounts and you can
Right.
switch to another account very easily.
Yep.
I have multiple Gmail accounts. I had a job a few years ago that required me to open up multiple accounts. At one time I had 35 Gmail
Wow.
accounts.
Oh.
Hi, Irving. What's new in Ottawa? Irving, you want to?
You're muted.
Yeah, we're getting some long-awaited rain today. We've also had our version of drought.
Wow. Tone down that volume a little bit, please, Irv.
This kid.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Bob Atkins, welcome.
Thanks. I'm pretty much muted because they're doing a fire alarm test in the building today, and it is monstrously.
Hmm. You're heroic to stay there.
Well, you can carry something like that right on your person. You know, they have these things. I saw something the other day where it makes the sound of an aircraft taking off from the local airports, and you just pull a pin on the device, and it makes a sound so loud that it will scare anything around.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there we are.
Wow. I couldn't
Okay.
take 30 seconds of that.
Nope. Anybody else have anything to say? All right, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Normally, we have first and third Friday meetings, but as you know, July has 5 Fridays. So we are going to take an extra week off. And instead of meeting on July 2nd, which is right there at the holiday weekend, which many of us would probably not be able to attend for a variety of reasons, we're going to move the next meeting over to July 9th to stay on schedule. So make a note, 10 o'clock, same time, July 9th, 2021 will be our next Zoom class. As far as this one's concerned, I will look at it after the recording has been made, and I will try and post it no later than tomorrow. And thank Hewie for that excellent PDF that you gave me. Believe it or not, we went through 87 slides, folks. It just seemed like it was amazing the
Way
way
to
you
go,
paced
Hewie.
that. That was a great job, Hewie.
Thank you.
And we look forward to possibly getting something done on Chromebooks over the summer. That seems to be, how many of you have Chromebooks? Would you raise your hand, please? Already own one or would be interested in getting one? It's a big interest across the country right now. And take a look at Amazon's Prime Days. You can really get some great bargains as far as that's concerned. Any other comments?
And Huey was saying earlier, we had hoped to have him talk about Chromebooks, and we will in the future because he really is a renowned expert on the subject. And he was saying that he has a checklist of things to consider if you're getting ready to buy one. So Huey, if you want to send that over to me or to Barry, we'll post that also, so people can have it if they're considering buying one. And Dorothy, you had a question?
I don't have a question, but I have some information. Xfinity is running a special now on cell phone usage. And it's $15 a month if you're a subscriber to Comcast, and they give you a brand new iPhone SE. And it's really a terrific deal. It's unlimited talk and text and 1 gigabyte of,
Wow.
of streaming. And I went there with a friend of mine, and it is true. And the first bill is $28 because they charge you charge you taxes on the iPhone. But then after that, it's with tax, it's going to be 16 something for the cell phone usage. And it's a terrific thing till the end of the month. So if anybody is paying $35 or $40 a month for their cell phone, they'll get a brand new SE iPhone. So just wanted to give a piece of information about that because it's really great. It's a great deal.
That's amazing. Thanks.
Okay.
For how long is that deal going to be? Is it
Till
for
the
1
end.
year?
Till the end of the deal is till the end of June. And no, they said they're guaranteeing the price for 2 years.
Wow.
And they said that as far as they know, they're going to keep the price once you're locked into the price. And it's an automatic debit. And so it's really easy. And I mean, a lot of people that have track phones or some of these free programs or cheap programs, this is a better deal. This is a really good deal.
I was just listening to Clark Howard on some of these type of offers. What you have to be aware of is it is a 2-year contract. And if you want to, if you're not happy with them and you want to change providers, you have to buy out the phone at full retail at whatever minus whatever you've paid. So it does get expensive. So you're locked into them for 2 years.
But she didn't sign a contract or anything.
She may want to check because even though she may think she didn't sign a contract, she may in fact be contracted. So
well, I mean, it's still a good deal, and I don't think she's going to change. I mean, I don't think she could get anything better.
No, just there's nothing wrong with it. Just be aware of it. I did it.
Okay.
I got a free iPhone through AT&T. Probably I could look at my bill probably less than a year ago, and all I have to do is pay for the service. I didn't have to pay for the phone, but it was 2-year obligation. So I have to remain a customer of theirs for 2 years. That's all.
Okay. All right. But I just wanted to tell you that it's that Comcast is offering that special. Okay, great.
That is a good deal. Yeah.
Let me just verify what Dorothy has said. I've had this Xfinity Mobile for over 2 years. It costs $15.33 a month for 2 lines. I have it for my wife and for me for both lines, $15.33. Most of what we do is on Wi-Fi anyway. But even we just spent a week out of town. We used GPS. We did all kinds of stuff. We still never went over the 1 gig that they give you for free. And it's going to continue as long as you have Comcast.
Right. That's what they said.
Then you have this. I mean, and here's the thing about it, the service, when I went in there and asked the guy about it, I said, you know, you guys don't have your own service. Whose are you using? Verizon. They use Verizon's
Network.
network. So that's who I had before.
Yeah.
Which I was paying a fortune for. And now we've had it for well over 2 years, and it's $15.33 a month. And we've never gone over it.
Great.
Is that per line or for the 2 lines?
No, for both lines.
Wow.
Part
I'm
of the-
gonna sign off, guys. I've got another class to teach, but we'll see you in 2 weeks on Gmail.
Okay.
Not
Uh,
2 weeks. the
3
next-
weeks, 3 weeks.
All right, bye, Carol. Bye, everybody. I'm signing
Bye,
off.
Carol.
Okay, folks, it's been a pleasure, as always, to be hosting these meetings. If I did not get a chance to talk to you today, it's not because I'm not interested in talking to you. It's because it's a little difficult to get everybody here. We have a lot of people who are just on audio. So if you hear me, I wish you and your loved ones a happy and safe and healthy July 4th. Also, don't forget Father's Day on June 20th, which is coming on Sunday. And say a prayer for these people down in the Gulf area, Mary Louise there in New Orleans, where this storm is supposed to make its appearance soon. And well, that's it. So say
How many
goodbye.
people- Yeah, how
Yeah.
many people do we have this week, Barry?
We had, by my count, 29.
Outstanding.
Not in,
Outstanding.
that does not include myself and Carol and Bob and Huey. So that's a pretty good turnout. We would have had a lot more, but a lot of people had emailed me or sent me a text message saying that they had obligations today. So now you got 3 weeks.
That's great.
Enjoy them, stay healthy, and say your
Thanks for
goodbyes.
inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Huey.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bob.
Goodbye,
Huey,
everybody.
see you Monday.
Yep,
Bye-bye.
see you. Bye all.
Bye-bye.